What's up, peeps, and welcome back to Sorrel Plays. Today we're talking Chef Challenge. So I am in a position where the Chef Challenge will soon qualify me. I'm 130 points out of 200 and I've got all my tasks ready, and you can see how many times I have harvested that crop and produced and collected, and recently just done my producing and collecting my roses for the event. So not far off now, about to hit the second milestone, and I don't want to be caught out. So I just want to talk about the ways in which you can ensure your chef challenge goes successfully. So we're doing the event at the moment. We are 2 days away from finishing, and it's a good time to start chef because while the event's on, a lot of people are concentrating on their event and not really concentrating on chef. We're in a good position. We are first by about 30,000, and I've accumulated quite a lot of points, so I'm not stressed about the event at all. So a good time to start. It's now 4:30 p.m. here, and I would like to decide whether I'm starting chef now or whether I'm going to leave it till a bit later on. So I just want to talk about what kind of things you can do to ensure that when you do qualify, you're in a good position. So firstly, make sure, of course, you've got time to play, and I definitely have today. It's the weekend. I've got nothing on and I can sit on my game for as long as I like. First thing, few little tips here. It's this takeout, for example. This will get me 10 points, and I am going to keep that there until I'm ready to accumulate my points towards the second milestone. And also, if you have completed some orders like I have, at the beginning, of course, they're all quite low points. So we could tick off the two 20-point ones and we'll still have enough points left not to qualify ourselves. So within half an hour we will get new tasks. So that's what we're going to do firstly. We're going to complete one of those, and we need 50 points more to qualify. So these two will qualify us right now. But please don't do that if you want to be a little more prepared. The thing you should be doing is small things that get you small points, and you work your way up while you prepare. So we need to decide at the exact point when we decide to qualify that we're completely ready to do that. One of the things that you could get ready at this point, even if you're not sure that you're going to get a menu orders task, of course, is start preparing your menus before you get to the point of qualifying. Now let's look at our fridge. It's quite full. We've got 15 spaces and we've got quite a bit of everything in here. The main thing you need to stock up on. So meat and milk. So we're going to make a bit more milk. We've run out of cabbage, so it's essential that we regrow our cabbage until we're at a point where we've got enough for any new tasks that come along and any food that we need to cook. The other thing is eggs and chicken. Make sure you're stocked up on eggs and chicken, and all of your crops evenly, with wheat and sweet corn kind of taking the lead, and maybe tomatoes in case you get some tasks that need bread, or if you do produce and collect, the best way to do that is cook the quickest things for that task, and that would be soup and bread. So make sure you're up on your tomatoes and make sure you're up on your wheat. And of course, keeping your takeout one that you can do, preferably. You can save the takeout for later, or you can do takeouts so you qualify. Now, what we need to make sure is that we have a new task in 28 minutes, and we need to make sure we wait for that task before we qualify. Now, if we tick off the other two on here, we're going to qualify, of course, so we don't want to do that, but we can tick off the 20 points one so that we have two new tasks in half an hour instead of qualifying with just the next task we get in 28 minutes and then pressing all these yellow buttons and getting to the top of that list, but then for half an hour you won't have a task to do, and then you'll be trying to do takeouts like mad. The other thing you should be stocking up on a little bit is the cheese, because if you get a task that says make cream or make butter, you know you've got enough cheese to keep you going for the event as well. So what I need to go back to is these menus. Eventually, of course, at some point you will get menu orders, and if you are completing all of these menus, which I am, do not pick them up, because if you pick them up, it's likely that you're not going to get complete menu orders task. So what we're doing is cooking each order, and we're going to leave them on top like I have with these. Of course, the spaghetti, we might need to use that for the event. But go through your menus and make sure that you are making the things on those menus. But don't pick them up, otherwise you definitely won't be getting a menu orders task. So they're my tips at the moment. If you're ready to start in the next half an hour when you get your other tasks as well, it's advisable to complete this low 20 points one. And there it is, to ensure you have a new task in half an hour. And hopefully, as we've disregarded a lot of tasks beforehand, before we started the chef challenge, before we got anywhere close to qualifying, the next orders that come up are usually higher points. So it started off with 8 points for event food and 22 points for butter. Disregard those ones and you'll get ones with higher points, and you won't end up qualifying with minimal point tasks ahead of you. So the half an hour has elapsed and we have completed the menu orders task, which we were hoping to get, which is a little bit more points, the 60. And then we've got the produce and collect this dish with the squid, and that was 80 points. So we're in a perfect position to start. We need 2 points to qualify so we can complete that takeout. I've also just got a truck as well. I had to send off my last truck because it was crazy and I didn't want to qualify because it was late by then, so I left it for the next day. So it's Sunday and it's 10 in the morning, perfect time to qualify because I'll have all day to play. So if we just do these two, we will qualify for chef. And because we've got some nice higher points tasks here, we'll complete the lowest one so that we'll get a new one in half an hour. But a good time to do this as well, a good time to qualify, is when you've got a truck that you can actually complete, because it's going to give you points on top of your tasks. And if you do get a complete truck orders task, you know, you can do them as well. So we can start making the coffee on here. So we'll just check if we have been matched up. Yep, we have, and we're second. So we can bang these ones out as well and wait for new tasks. So we're in a good position here. Of course, it's going to go up and down a lot at the beginning, and You know, you might not budge from first place because the points are quite high, but if you do, don't be disheartened, because you can get back up there as long as you stay one step ahead. Keep doing your truck, keep playing your event. And my biggest tip would be to keep those menu orders going. Keep making things that you can make. We can't make this fish grill. Keep deleting things that you can't make. And biggest thing is, don't pick them up, because if you do, it's not likely to give you the menu orders task. And in my opinion, the menus task is like the best one to be able to make points. The points are usually higher. And, you know, sometimes you'll get one after the other, which would make things extremely easy when it comes to getting the points and banging out those tasks real quick. I need to put a pastry on for the exotic tart now, but that's going to block up this stove for half an hour, so we need to make some cornbread to make sure we've got some for the event, and maybe make a few bread as well. I mean, generally when you go on the market, you can find bread. It's one of the things we find most, but sometimes if you're looking for something, then it's not there. So that's all my tips. Keep one step ahead. Make sure you're, you know, mainly concentrating on not blocking up stoves while you're doing things. And if you are about to block that stove up, if you're going to need anything else from that stove, make the thing that's quicker to make, so that you're not struggling, especially when it comes to the event. Now, things like this takeout here, if you can make it, it's going to take you 15 minutes to get that one. Get those soups on, because if you send it away, the likelihood is that you're going to get something else you can't do. And in the meantime, do go on the market to check if you can find any of those. I'm going to buy... Nope, I've got no space. I was going to buy the bread. And at this point in time, when you are qualified for chef, I'd say buy stuff off the market instead of making them. Don't worry about saving money or making money at this point, because the more you've got ready, the better chance you've got of not blocking up stoves and being able to get on with what you need to do, and you've got all the ingredients to do them with. So while you're waiting for tasks, the thing I would advise to do is go to people's restaurants and come back after each takeout, as you'll get a new one. And the other thing is, because we've done those free chicken soups that we didn't have, if you make the effort to make the food that the takeout is requesting, you'll find that the takeouts you get after that are things you have in your fridge, or that they're easy to make. In this case, it's another bread, and we don't have one until the pastry is done. And if you do want to use your second account for simple things or things that you've already got or you can make at your second account, of course, that's always a good idea too. And another tip I have, just waiting for this bread to come up, is if you sell something, straight away you'll notice that a takeout will request the thing you just sold. So if you've got a really full fridge and you want to ensure that you're being asked for something that you've just sold, sell it to your second account and a takeout will ask for that thing. Not always, but... Oh, where's this takeout gone? I really do wish that Super Solid will have that takeout counter. That would be very useful. That way we won't have to go around the restaurant looking for the takeout. So we've got some new tasks now. We've got the food truck orders, so just make sure that you have got 4 to complete. I've got 3 to complete because I know my group member is doing the other one, so I'm going to get rid of that one straight away. There's no point it sitting there when I know that I'm not going to be able to fulfill that one. So just deleting tasks when you know that you're not going to be able to complete them. Cut your losses, do that straight away. So any menus you've got that you won't be able to do, don't bother keeping them hanging around, just get rid of them. This is one of them. And of course you can't control a lot of what's going on, what it asks you for. You can't control any of it, but you know, you need to keep active and come and go into some restaurants that need help. And if there isn't any, you can always go to Stella, just to keep getting those takeouts in at the beginning until you've accumulated enough points to be in front. And the gap between you and the second person, when it gets to around 1,000, you can kind of start relaxing a little bit, but keep on playing as much as you can. I'm not having any luck with the takeouts. It just keeps asking me for things I don't have. I'll just keep coming and going to Stella's to get the takeouts, and hopefully at some point it will ask me for what I have in my fridge. Nope, it's in that rhythm right now. So good luck getting first on Chef. You've got a very good chance of getting first if you work the way I have explained. And of course you'll have some times where the other person's getting a lot more points than you. They're getting better tasks and you can't do much about that, but you can only do your best. And of course if you get to milestone 5 and then milestone 8 afterwards, it's not guaranteed to give you it at milestone 5 or 8 on the dot, but if you pass those milestones you will get 5 gems for each milestone. So milestone 5 and milestone 8, that's a total of 10 gems, and then if you win first place, that's 15 gems you could accumulate just for playing Chef. So good luck everyone, have fun, take care and peace out.